Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited, you guys. Welcome back to Rewind with bschwitty because Nihongo no Hanashimasu. Today, I am so happy. My heart, so very happy. Today is Pinot Grigio Day. And while we'll have a fact video on this on Wednesday on the varietal Pinot Gris and Pinot Grigio, spoilers, we're going to celebrate Pinot Grigio Day by doing a wine pairing and something that I've not yet done on this channel, which is crazy because I've done almost everything at this point, right? We are going to be pairing Pinot Grigio with sushi today. And I am very excited for this because I'm half Japanese. I've grown up eating sushi. I love sushi. And there is a local restaurant called Goshi's that does authentic sushi, which is out here is honestly hard to find. It's all about the Americanized rolls for the college kids. Before we get to that, I just want you to know that my podcast, Name Me 90s, which I co-host with one of my childhood best friends, is celebrating its 1-year anniversary today. I'm going to link to their long YouTube video, but you can also find them by going to nameme90s.com/listen. And I highly recommend checking out this episode because we do like a top 10 and a bunch of different clip packages of bits that we've done over the last year. And I would appreciate it if you like listening to my voice, if you like hearing me through a better microphone like I've been doing for some of the animateds, that's where you want to go. And if you're into 90s nostalgia, which I guess I should give you a quick pitch for that podcast. Me and one of my childhood best friends go back through a month in the 90s each episode, which comes out every Monday. And we're a comedy nostalgia podcast, and we kind of see what we remember and what we don't. Usually I'm the one that remembers. My co-host Andrew is the one that doesn't. And we go from there. We play some games. We try 90s foods. We've had guests on for specials, but usually we're a 30-ish minute episode. But today's episode is a whopping 2 hours because we've just packed it with all of our goodness over the last year. So please check that out. nameme90s.com/listen. But now we're going to get to what I really want to do today, and that's eat sushi and I guess pair it with wine. What we're going to be pairing with today is the 2012 Pinot Gris from Derby. This got lost in my mound of boxes back there. It's aged a little bit, but doesn't taste too bad. It's a white. Don't age whites for almost a decade, especially lighter whites, but this Pinot Grigio has a fuller body to it, and we're going to be pairing that with a whole bunch of sushi. I'm just going to be calling it out as we go. So we're going to be starting with the spot prawn. You remember how we taste? Sip, eat, taste. All right, spot prawn is, I believe this fellow right in the front here. Sip, dip. If I forgot to mention, the goal of this is to see which nigiri style sushi will be the best to pair with Pinot Gris. Right off the bat, I'm going to give this a 3. It doesn't really transform, doesn't really negate from it. I might take it down to 2.5. It makes the finish go flat, but it was shrimp, whitefish, light fish, sushi. When I looked at these pairings, most of the Pinot Grigio recommendations were a bunch of lighter fish and shellfish recipes. And so when sushi was suggested, I thought it would be a great way to indulge my desire to eat really good sushi because it's still my birth week and while I'm recording this. So that's my excuse. And it's a great way to support one of my favorite local restaurants. So we did the spot prawn. Next up is traditional shrimp. It's this little guy right here. Okay, that one went better since the shrimp is cooked versus the spot prawn, which I don't know, it was a little bit fattier. I don't know how cooked it was compared to the shrimp. That fattiness didn't cut out the not overwhelming amount of acid that's in this Pinot Gris. So yeah, we're gonna get a 3. We're gonna move on to the tuna. Cheers. All right, we're starting to make some waves here. Wow, that was good. I'm gonna bump that up to a 3.5. The flavor is blended well together. It really brought out the meatiness of the fish. I'm not going to give it a 4 yet because there's no transformative flavor pairings yet, but it did amplify the tuna. So yeah, remember this scale 1 to 5. So we try to stay within our bounds. Next up, I want to do the blue mackerel, which is ooh, that's delicious. I'm going to give that one a 3.5 as well. It really amplifies the fish components of that blue mackerel. The blue mackerel being a little bit fishier than the tuna. The skin was left on, so clearly that's going to add an additional element to it. Not terrible. Not, again, no extra transformative value given from the pairing, but definitely good. After that, we're going to do salmon. Our salmon. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Ooh. All right, we're going to give that a 2. Like I said earlier, whitefish was the recommended pairing for this, although it went well with the tuna nigiri. The salmon and its fattiness, I think it's, again, the fattiness, that spot prawn's fattiness really helped, or really brought down the pairing. The fattiness of the salmon kind of cut any acid out of the wine, and it's already lacking for acid. It's a bit more weighty than crisp. So that fattiness kind of just drags down the wine. And I'm going to give that a 2. So we can see why they didn't recommend salmon or heavier fish with Pinot Grigio or Pinot Gris. Next up, we're doing the scallop. Here's your scallop. That paired better. I don't know what it is about the scallop, because the scallop still has a little bit of fattiness to it, but it's... I guess it's a leaner fat or a different type of fat. It didn't really cut against the acid. So it wasn't super transformative, but it still tasted good. So I'm just going to leave that at a middle ground 3. None of these have been like mind-blowing pairings, and I don't mind, because at the end of the day, I get to drink wine and eat sushi for this episode, and I'm down to do much more research if need be. All right, crab leg. Look how pretty this one is. Yes. Yes. That's what we wanted. Ooh. Oh. Shellfish is the answer here. The scallop was good. The shrimp was good. I guess the spot prawn was a little too fatty, but crab leg. Cooked crab, obviously. I don't know if there was a little butter in there or not, but it really elevated the wine. It elevated the crab. The crab made a buttered taste, and then left with the citrus note on the finish, which was not there in the wine before, or not overwhelmingly in the wine before. Gave it just a beautiful melding together of flavors. Oh, we're gonna give the crab leg a 4. All right, next up is the eel. That one was interesting. I didn't. It started out like it was going south, but then came back up. It accentuated the, again, fishiness of it. Might have been because it was next to the blue mackerel. I'm tasting a little bit like that kind of fish skin, fishy note from it. But I would give that a 3.5. And that eel is so tender. Oh, wow. Amazing. This last one is kind of a dark horse candidate, but it's in with this. So it's salmon roe. I'm not. I like the smaller roe, the Ikuda, I believe it's called, smelt roe. I don't like how the salmon roe kind of pops with the fishiness, but we need to know. And unlike the tamago over here, it's a fish and it's recommended pairing. So let's do it. Last one. Whoa. Huh. Wow. Whoa. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. One, this salmon roe is top notch. Other restaurants, I kind of have to almost chew to get them to pop. These just melt in your mouth. Wow. I wasn't expecting that from this pairing. What? Okay. To describe it to you, it kind of, because it's salmon. The salmon before kind of just stripped away any of the acid from the wine, and just made it tart and flabby. But this, it enhances the wine to a state where I can taste. Again, this is a 9-year-old wine. This is a 9-year-old white wine. I shouldn't be tasting flavors out of this. It revives it to a state where it is bright, and it tasted citrus flavors in the lemon area. There was some toasty notes to it, like a little bit of oak, like French oak, maybe a little vanilla, little like caramelized sugar, and like a touch of smokiness. I was not prepared for that. I thought, of course, the dark horse candidate is the one. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. Wow. So from this list, number 1, salmon roe. Pair Pinot Grigio, Pinot Gris with salmon roe, which is Ikuda, the salmon roe sushi. Wow, that was excellent. That is my top suggestion for pairings for Pinot Gris, Pinot Grigio, but also tuna nigiri, shrimp nigiri, and the scallop and blue mackerel. Also a sea eel, if you get sea eel. Those are my choices, but salmon roe is at the top. What can I say? We found the perfect sushi pairing for Pinot Gris, or at least this Pinot Gris. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below. Remember, you can find me here on YouTube by going to rewindshow.com, which will take you to my YouTube page. Make sure you hit subscribe while you're there or on this video. And while you're on this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, because you want to celebrate Pinot Grigio Day, and they want to celebrate Pinot Grigio Day, and you all want to have sushi together, right? And make sure you smash the bell icon to get notifications when my episodes drop Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can also find me over on Instagram on @RewindShow, where we upload 10-minute versions of these episodes to IGTV, because that's the IGTV time limit. You can also find me on Twitter by going to @bschwitty. And remember, please check out my podcast that I do on the 90s every Monday by going to namely90s.com/listen. This has been Rewind. My name is bschwitty, and I will catch you next time.